Welcome to Get a Clue Casual Gamer, where you get a clue, C-L-U-E, about a game. C is for components. What are you going to find when you open that box? L is for length. How long does this game take to play? U is for uniqueness. Does this game remind me of something else? And E is for ease. How easy is this to learn, teach, play? How easy is it to find? And how easy is it on your pocketbook? Well, today we're looking at the game Old London Bridge. Yes, London Bridge is not the Tower Bridge. It's this bridge right here. And this is, of course, in medieval, Renaissance, who knows when time period. And it was quite built up. You had a lot of buildings on Old London Bridge until there was a fire, and then they had to reconstruct, but that's actually where we find ourselves in the time of this game. So let's get a clue. C for components. What are you going to find when you open this box? Well, I have not punched out anything, so I'm going to just kind of like be showing you punch boards and telling you kind of what's there. The first things you find will be the rule book, and they actually have two. They have it in English and they have it in German. Okay, Queen Games is the publisher, and so inside of this box you have the rules, and then you have some wooden pieces, 4 pawns, and 8 player markers, and they're all made of wood. So they're very sturdy, and they come in a bag. They also give you 3 more bags. So once we get things punched out, we'll see if they all fit in these bags to make it a little easier inside of this box. There is no insert in the box for those who are interested, but the bottom of the insert of the inside is so pretty. Look at that. I mean, it's like, this isn't even part of the game. That's just to be pretty. Anyway, okay, so we have a total of house numbers from 1 to 60 on these buildings, these houses. Now, they are going to go on your bridge. Each player is going to have their own bridge, and these are the components for it that I need to punch out, and they have little holes and everything. And once you create them, there's actually room to keep them put together inside the box, so you don't have to take them apart and put them back together each time, which will put wear and tear on them. You don't have to do that. You can just put them together and they can remain together, which I think is the reason why there is no insert. Leave room for 4 of these bridges, because this game plays 2 to 4 players, and so there is enough for 4 bridges. This is and more houses, because there's so many of those houses, and parks. Actually, that's a park there, and then there's some coins for points and such. So there's the components for the bridges, and some houses, buildings, and some coins, and some more components for the bridges. And that's probably the hardest thing, is putting the bridges together at the very beginning, and some more parks, and some other coins, some 10-point coins, and some other little pieces that are called bonus tiles. There are some bonus tiles to punch out. Actually, here's some more houses and bonus tiles and coins. I mean, they've taken up every little space you can find in this on these punch out boards. And then you have the game board itself. Now on the back side, again, they didn't have to do this. Thank you, Queen Games. It's beautiful. This is the back of the player board. Isn't that, I mean, it's like, They could have just left it all black or blue or whatever solid color, but here we have Old London Bridge again. But the game board itself is right here. Now each bridge that each player has will be in your own space. It's not on the board. The board is where you get the different buildings to do it. And there's a rondelle thing here, a little thing that turns around, and it's one of the punch out pieces that I've kind of alluded to. But it's a beautiful board as well. Good quality. All of the chipboard is good, heavy chipboard, good thickness. So all the components are very good components. So that's the C. L for length of play. Well, you know, whenever I start these videos, I always get part way through them and realize I forgot to check a couple things. So I'm going to check it right here. It says 45 minutes. Now, when I've played it, let me see. I'd say maybe about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, especially when you're first learning it. But yeah, the basic game should take about 45 minutes to an hour to play. It's not an extensively long game, but it's also not a filler game either. But it is a very casual level, and that's where we get to soon. So length of play, about 45 minutes to an hour. Uniqueness. Well, there are plenty of games that use pawns. There are plenty of games that use coins and such for keeping up points system and buying things or whatever. And there are games that you have bonus tiles and such. Now, when I'm talking about games like that, I'm talking about these kind of games, not the mass market games. But you know, there's nothing wild and crazy new about this game except for how it looks. It's unique. Those stand-up bridges where you're placing buildings into slots on your bridge, that's a little different. That's quite unique in itself. And but the fact that the buildings numbers need to be ascending order, that you see in a lot of different games, things that have to be in ascending order or descending order. So that's not something very difficult to understand. So uniqueness, the look is unique, but the the components can seem unique. Oh, I forgot another component. Holy cow. Cards. Your character cards, because this is how you are going to be you need these to play. There are 55 character cards, and they run from 0 points to 4. There are 4 0 points. Each player will get a 0 point, but there are 15 merchant cards which are worth 1 point. There are 15 noblewoman cards that are worth 2 points. Then there's 11 cleric cards that are worth 3, and then 10 nobleman cards that are worth 4. And part of the game is blind bidding, where you pick one of the cards in your hand and you say, yeah. And then when everyone, you flip it over, and then whoever has the highest goes first, and blah, blah, blah. Highest or lowest, I can't remember right off the top of my head. But yeah, so you definitely need these 55 cards. Okay. So uniqueness, okay. Let's see, ease. How easy is this to learn, teach, play? How easy is it to find? How easy is it on your pocketbook? Okay, well, let's look at the English. The truth is, the cover page is just the components, which is what I've been using as a cheat sheet. And then they have a beautiful picture on how to set it up. I mean, it's like step by step by step setup. It is a little bit of an involved setup, but then your choice is you bid, and whatever order it turns out, you place your marker or your pawn whichever segment you want to get the specific building that is showing on top of that pile. And then you place it on your bridge. That's it. So the game itself is very simple. They show you here. This is what a bridge looks like with the different buildings on it, and there's a park. When you can't get another building that's a higher number, then you can pick a park and place it there, and then start over again. So yeah, let's see. Construct your thing. Perform the building's action. There are some special actions that you might have access to, but it's a lot of pictures. It takes you step by step, and then the end of the game, and then if it's only 2 players, the rules for 2 players, and then an expansion. There are these 8 expansion tiles for advanced players, which of course you don't have to worry about until you become an advanced player. And this explains all of those advanced tiles, but you don't have to worry about that. So grasping what each of the things means, you might want to reference the rules again, throughout the game, to remind yourself, okay, why would I go here rather than here? Oh, because there are other tracks that will give you more points on some of the things. You could get a building or a house, and you get to move a marker up a track for more points. So it's kind of like there's actually some locations that on the little let me find it and show you it, so that I'm not just kind of like trying to get you to understand something that you have not seen. Okay. I'm losing control here. Let me find where that piece is. This is the board, so it's not on there. I know it's not there. Is it on here? Might be. Yeah, there it is. This piece right here. And it costs you money to place your thing there, but you also have to go there in order of who won the bidding. So there is a little bit of thinking to it. It's not Uno, but it's definitely no harder than something like Rook. And it's definitely clearly in the casual level range of games. So it is a little bit more thinky at first until you learn the mechanisms and the different aspects of the game. Just like, any new game, you're learning all the different things. But once you've got that down, it's a very simple thing. I mean, your move is you place a blind bid from your small hand of cards. You're not going to have this many cans. You're going to have like 5 or 6 or something like that. And you're just going to pick one, and then everyone turns it over, and so it's and that's it. I mean, and then you place your pawn where you want him to go, and get the building that's there and put the building on your bridge. It's really not a complicated thing, but it does have a lot of different pieces that might make it feel like it's a little bit more easy to find, easy on the pocketbook. I'm going to start with the pocketbook. It retails for $50, and if I and when it comes to ease of finding, it's not quite as easy as I thought it would be, because it came out in 2022, so it's a new game. It's by Queen Games, which is a well-known publisher, but GameNerds.com and MiniatureMarket.com did not carry it, and that surprised me. Amazon does have it for about $48, $48. Let me see, I have it open here. Where is it? $47. So it's available on Amazon, and it could very well be in your local game store, but apparently it's not easy to find online. I did go to Queen Games website, not Noon Queen Games because that's in Europe, but Queen Games shop, and they had it for retail. Most publishers will only sell for retail unless they're trying to downsize their inventory. So it is there for $50, which is only $3 more than Amazon. So if you want to go straight to the publisher, go to the publisher, Queen Games, and order it through their website. But you can get it on Amazon, and you could very well be able to find it at your local game store. But yeah, it's not as easy. It could just be that there weren't a lot available at first, and it depends on how popular it gets to availability. But if it interests you at all, I mean, it's a really fun game to play. I love the theme. I love the time period. It's the kind of thing that draws me in, and it's so not complicated, so uncomplicated, that I really enjoyed playing it when I was learning how to play it. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to Old London Bridge. I would suggest giving it a try, checking it out. Look at it, look at a few videos on how to play or reviews on it, and decide for yourself. I am thrilled that my sister saw it on my Christmas giftster list and bought it for me, because it's been on my wish list since I first played it last September. And all thumbs up from here. Have a wonderful week. Happy gaming, and God bless you and your family. Bye.